Hello, my name is Adrian Garcia, and for my first quarter design project, I designed a nature acclimatizer that's supposed to be located within one's bedroom. And here is a closer look at it. To begin the explanation, I would like to point out that there is currently a DS1307 clock module right here. It is currently commented out of the project because I didn't want it to interfere with the normal routine. This module reads the real world time, and I used it within my project as a power saving mechanism that turned everything off except the indicator LED located right here. I turned it off to save power, so hopefully while no one was home, this whole entire thing wouldn't be running. I will demonstrate this later, but as to show off all the different parts of the project, it is currently not operational. The first two components I would like to mention are these two DHT sensors located here and there. These sensors take the temperature and humidity of their respective section, this one being inside and this one considered outside, and it finds the difference between them. This difference value, whether it be negative, meaning that it is colder outside than it is inside, or positive, which means that it's hotter inside than it is outside, are used to determine either the incrementing heat values, which are demonstrated by these three red LEDs. So if there is a greater difference, then these LEDs light up either in low, medium, or high power mode to demonstrate incrementing heat to make the room reach equilibrium faster. Or if there is a positive difference, meaning that it is if there's a negative difference, meaning that it is colder outside than it is inside, then this fan will start spinning to again reach equilibrium. To simulate this difference in temperature, I have compressed air right here that will cool down the outside sensor to create a negative difference, which will then hopefully start the fan. And I will show that now. I will also mention that it also takes the humidity levels and it just compares the two values instead of creating a difference to either light or not light this blue LED right here, which is supposed to be a humidifier. But now I have this compressed air, and now I will make it colder outside by blowing the air onto the sensor, which will create a negative value, which will also then start the fan. As you can see right there, the fan has started, and if I pull up the serial monitor, you can see that there is a negative difference in temperature, right now it being negative 3.8. And this will continue until it is either -1 or a little bit higher than that. To add, after blowing on the DHT monitor with my mouth for a while, I had made it so that the blue LED would turn off as the difference in humidity is negligible. Simultaneously, I also have a photoresistor right here that takes the light levels and maps them to a servo from 0 to about 100 or so degrees. Right now, I have it mapped so that a little bit of light from just the room has it at a position near 0, which demonstrates a blind being fully closed right here. If you can imagine that there's a window right here with this being fully closed. So as the sun, represented here by my flashlight, begins to rise, it slowly begins to open the curtain, open the blind. And here I'll try to get it to, that's the max, and once the sun goes away, it's back to its starting point. So the reason why I have two 9-volt batteries is because at the beginning of doing this project, I found it incredibly difficult to have this all be powered by either just one or at the beginning, even just the Arduino itself. I realized that that didn't work, and so I added another external 9-volt battery to make it 5 volts. But then I realized that there was a lot of noise whenever either the fan or the blind system was turned on. And so I tried fixing that by adding what I found to be coupling capacitors right here, which would have charged the capacitors and that would like reduce the voltage spikes I saw in the servo, because when I first observed it, it would become very jittery when this turned on if I was trying to run them simultaneously. But now that does not happen because I have them separated to different power sources, but connected to the same Arduino ground. Also, while the fan's still going and the servo is still operational, I will also demonstrate my interrupt feature, being this button right here, which I call the snooze button. If the snooze button is pressed, I will also start the servo to show that it works concurrently. If the snooze button is pressed, well, that did that, but the snooze button deactivates everything for right now 5 seconds, serve as an example, and then everything turns back on to show that again. Hopefully in the real world application of this snooze button would last for much longer if the client wanted a little bit more prolonged time without any of the functions operating. Now, once this stops, I will show you the other side of the heating component. All right, now that the fan is stopped, I will show you the heating aspect of the project, which is also, we'll be using the canned air to show. So theoretically, as this difference becomes more and more positive, the LED light should increase to show the heating aspect. Oh, there we go. All right, here you can see that the difference is now 6, which is greater than 4. So all the lights are turned on. To be a little bit more specific, if the difference is greater than 0, if the difference is greater than 0, and if it's less than 2, only one LED will be turned on. If the difference is less than 4, 2 LED lights will be turned on. Else, if it's greater than that, all 3 will be turned on. Then, if the difference is less than 1, so a negative number, the fan will turn on. All right, now I have uncommented out my clock module, and to demonstrate that this is going to work, I have started the motor, so that once I upload this, and it being between 9 and 7, it being 5 p.m. right now, this should become completely unoperational. These two will turn off, and the indicator light showing that it is currently in the power saving mode will be turned on. So now if I just upload that. All right, and as expected, the light is turned off, which indicates that it is currently in the power saving mode. So even if I turn this on, nothing moves here, and the system shows that it is inactive. That was the entirety of my nature acclimatizer. Thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoyed.